Let's start off with Tier 1. These are 4 teams that are living up to the hype. Start off with number 1 Gonzaga. Go down to Florida, knock off Kansas and Auburn. Then had a couple of COVID issues, still able to play and travel to Indianapolis, where they knock off West Virginia by pulling away in the second half. And it was a game where they dealt with an injury to Jalen Suggs. He was able to come back in the second half, but a very impressive early start for the number 1 team in the country, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. At number 2, Baylor. Crazy start to their season. They're supposed to be the Mohegan Sun, can't go because their head coach Scott Drew has COVID. So they reschedule games to Las Vegas. The assistant Jerome Tang coaches them to wins over Louisiana and Washington. Drew rejoins the team in Indianapolis, where they pull ahead and away from Illinois in the second half to win that game with Drew coaching them, and it looked incredibly impressive defensively in that win. Teams 3 and 4, Iowa and Wisconsin. Look, they have not played the same level of competition yet, but Luka Garza, the National Preseason Player of the Year, averaged 33 points in their first couple of games. And Wisconsin, they don't have a superstar, but they are still one of the most experienced and really best teams in the country. All right, Tier 2. Teams that are better than expected or even projected. Let's start with Texas. They won the Maui Invitational, relocated to Asheville, North Carolina with impressive wins over Indiana and a late possession win over North Carolina. Michigan State running away from Notre Dame at home and then winning at Duke. The first time that Tom Izzo has won at Cameron Indoor Stadium. That was in the Champions Classic, relocated to Duke, an impressive win for Michigan State. Houston, the pick in the American Athletic Conference. Well, Marcus Sasser wasn't expected to be their leading scorer, yet he's done that for the Cougars as they knocked off Texas Tech by double figures in Fort Worth. Richmond, the pick out of the A-10, yet they still go to Rupp and they beat Kentucky. They were the better team in Lexington. North Carolina and Indiana, neither team won the Maui Invitational, but they certainly looked impressive in various wins during that tournament. Carolina is going to be a top 4 team in the ACC, and Indiana is a sleeper to rise in the Big Ten. All right, Tier 3. 1-loss title contenders, Final Four contenders, don't worry. Villanova, overtime loss to Virginia Tech, but they did beat Arizona State at Mohegan Sun. They'll be fine. Virginia, they did lose to San Francisco, but Sam Hauser and Jay Huff, they can make threes. They will be fine. Kansas did score 90 against Gonzaga, lost, but then beat Kentucky in Indy. West Virginia just ran out of gas against the Zags. They're going to contend in the Big 12. And Duke did lose at home to Michigan State, but they have a superstar in Jalen Johnson. And in Tier 4, 2 teams that have so far been a big surprise. Virginia Tech, they picked up that game against Villanova within a day and then knocked off the Wildcats. So let's check out the Hokies going forward as a possible team to come out of the ACC and get a bid. And Missouri, after 1 week, they have the most impressive win of an SEC team when they beat Oregon on a neutral court in Omaha. The experienced Missouri Tigers, a big surprise early. They could be a high riser in the SEC.